Hi, I'm Nadine, and I have been inspired to do one last class before I pop. I am 38 weeks pregnant, and today is National Pilates Day. So I thought I'd do a class that would be appropriate for people in their third trimester using the Fitball. So this is a really awesome tool to help you mobilize and move and stay strong, fit, and healthy. But also it's commonly used in the labor process. So there might be some moves in here which you'll be able to use when you are in labor. And let's just get started. So we're going to get started seated on your Fitball. And you'll take your feet just as wide as what feels comfortable. And we're going to start with just some articulation through our pelvis. So all I want you to do is start to arch your back and then tuck your tailbone under, bringing your pubic bone closer towards your navel. So we're just releasing the pelvis and then tucking under. So as you arch back, we're coming into that lordotic curve, which you feel probably more used to, and then tucking under. We're going to start to draw our abdominals in very gently. So we'll take an inhale to arch, and then an exhale to gently draw your navel back towards your spine. Inhale, exhale, tuck under. So this is a little bit like seated core work. Whilst we don't want to be too aggressive and squeeze and tense here, it's really just a gentle sense of finding those abdominals to support your body here. So, and this might feel really lovely to actually tuck under here a little bit because we do tend to come into more of a lordotic curve when we're pregnant. So you get a little bit of a stretch through your lower back. And we'll just do a couple more like that. Exhale, tuck and scoop. And inhale to release. And last one. And now we're going to take this into some circles. So you're just going to move your pelvis around in circles. So you're mobilizing through that lower back, getting your hips nice and juicy. And we want to stay nice and mobile through our hips for the labor process as well. So this is a really nice movement. If you are considering doing an active birth where you try and use movement to help you go through the contractions, this is quite a common thing to do on your Fitball. It might help, it might not, so you just explore what feels best for your body. This is my first baby, so I don't know what's going to happen either, but nice to have some skills and tools up your sleeve. Let's go in the other direction a few times. And just keep your breath nice and easy flowing. And we've got about 4 to go. Nice big circles. Warming up our body gently. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back through to center. Taking your left hand down towards the side of the ball, your right hand's going to lift up and over. We're going into a beautiful side bend. Breathing into your ribs. And then slowly coming all the way back on up. And then we do the other side. Big reach up and over. And coming back on up. And we'll do that one more time to each side. All the way back up. And over to the other side. And then you're going to take your hands out wide towards the sides. And we're going to come into those pelvic tilts again. Using your arms this time, you exhale, scoop and round in. Inhale, open your chest, lift your sternum towards the ceiling. Exhale to scoop and round. Inhale to open your chest. So you're trying to get the upper back to come into extension as well there. So feeling that sense of the breastbone lifting upwards towards the ceiling. Drawing the abdominals in gently as if you're giving your baby a little hug. Inhale, open and release. Last one here. Exhale, scoop round. Inhale to open. Take your hands down by your Fitball and then step your feet into hip distance apart if that feels comfortable for you. If you don't have a lot of real estate, you can go a little bit wider with your feet. So otherwise, hip distance apart if you can. And feel your spine elongate now towards the ceiling. Shoulders are soft and relaxed, and you're just going to lift your right foot up off away from the ground and then tap it down. We're going to take an exhale to lift and inhale to lower. So you'll feel that this is a little bit not so stable. So we're working our abdominals and pelvic floor to control our body there. So if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you could reach your hands out to the side. So you're not using your hand. Just exhale to lift. Whoop. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. We'll just do a couple more here. One more to the right. And then one more to the left. Whoop. And then landing it down. So here now we're going to take our legs out a little bit wider. And you can slide your hands down your legs towards your ankles, stretching the legs. So we're coming into a little hamstring stretch. You can let your body relax all the way down if that feels nice. You can keep your chest a little bit more lifted if that's feeling a bit strong. You can keep your knees a little bit bent if you need to. Now let your sits bones move away from you, back behind you, as you elongate your spine and melt your chest down towards the ball. And then gently bending back into your knees, walk yourself back up. You're going to turn towards your left. So we're coming into a lunge on the Fitball. So you're perching your left hip bone on top of the ball here. Notice the back knee here is a little bent here to start. Hands can be easy on your hips, or you can take one hand to the ball. And we're going to come back into those pelvic tilts. So keep the back knee bent and see if you can tuck your tailbone downwards. Pubic bone draws closer to navel. And then you're going to release back into that lordotic curve, arching your back. Let's go. Exhale, tuck. Inhale to release. Exhale to tuck. Inhale to release. And one more time. We bend that knee, tuck. And inhale to release. And then you can just let your body weight sink into the ball here. Maybe keep a little bend through the back knee. Reach your right hand up towards the ceiling and go for a side bend in towards the ball. So you should feel a nice deep stretch through the front of your hip into your psoas, maybe into the abdominals. And then take your right hand towards your knee and just take a really gentle twist, looking over that left shoulder. And then gently moving back to center, feet wide, hold it here, and you're just going to shift weight side to side. So just gently releasing out of that stretch. Again, we've got a lot of movement here through the pelvis, so we're keeping nice and mobile, nice and open through the hips. And just have this visualization of your femur bones rolling around in your hip sockets. So your femur bones are your thigh bones. So feeling into that little rolling around, lubricating the joints. And then we're going to turn to the other side for our lunge. So turning towards your right, perching that right hip bone on top of the ball. Bend the back knee here, so that will allow a bit more movement there for your pelvic tilts. Hands on your hips. We go. Exhale, tuck. Inhale to release. Exhale to tuck, giving Bub a little hug there. Inhale to release. Last time. Exhale, tuck. And then here we can release that again. Keep your back knee maybe just a little bit bent there. Reaching your left arm up and over this time to take your side bend to the other side. A nice deep breath into those ribs. Again, you might feel that all the way up through the belly. And then we're going to take that little twist and can find your knee. Got your other hand on the ball, and just a really gentle twist to look over your right shoulder. And then we'll go all the way back around through center. So now we're going to come up off our ball and take your hands down on top of the ball. Feet can go wider towards the edges of the mat, and you're just going to push the ball away to come into a flat back. Tuck your chin, roll through your spine to come up. Inhale, reach away. This time here, you can lift your sternum upwards, draw your shoulders down. So it's like a little cat-cow. Coming back out, draw the ball in towards you around gently. Inhale, reach away, open the chest. Exhale, tuck, scoop round. Inhale, push the ball away, press down to lift the chest. One more time like that. And then we reach it away. Holding it here, come back towards a neutral spine. Toes can be slightly turned out here. And then you're going to bend your knees and take a little squat down. The ball can draw back in. You can lift your chest up high. And we're going to come back up to that flat back. So think more neutral spine. Stretch the legs. Elongate your spine. That gentle sense of navel drawing up and in to support your belly there. Bend your knees and come all the way back. So squatting is a birthing position. So it might be useful for you to keep mobilizing. You might feel like that's a position that you want to use when you're in labor. So opening the hips again. As you squat down, feel your sits bones widen. Find your spine, elongating it towards the ceiling. And we'll just do one more like that. Coming all the way down. And we'll just stay down here. And it might feel nice just to move a little side to side. All right. So now you're going to take your knees down towards the ground. And we're going to wedge the ball in towards our waist. So here, we'll lean over into the ball. So you're giving your body weight to the ball. You can go slowly with this one. And I want you to think up and over to come onto the ball. So you can hold onto the ball here, or you could take your hand onto your hip. We're going to elongate that top leg now. So from here, find that gentle sense of engaging through your abdominals. Keep your leg in line with your hip and start to lift that leg up. And then tap it down. So a little lift up and tap down. So this is your side series on the ball. You could take your hand and place it on your head there just as a little pillow, so that might feel more comfortable. I'm going to bring my hand to my hips so you can see my body a little bit better, but feel free to keep your hand on the ball. So as we're lifting here, you should be feeling your glutes engage. So gentle lift up, gentle lower down. And we're just going to do two more like that. As you lift up this next time, we hold it up. Stay there. Externally rotate your leg and bring your foot forward. Then lift the leg up. Internally rotate your leg and bring your leg back. So we're going to try and roll the thigh bone out. Bring your heel down towards the ground. Lift it up. Bring your big toe back behind you down. Up and over, tracing an arc. So again, we've got abdominals engaging to keep the pelvis really stable. So our back isn't massively arched. And we've got one more round like that. Big lift up and over. Take it back behind you. Hold it there. And you're going to take your arm up and overhead. So we're coming into a side bend. You can grab a hold of your wrist there if you like. And then we'll take a few circles with that top arm. So you're going to take your arm back and around. Forward. Back and around. And forward. So you're getting a lovely pec stretch there as you open up here. And back into your side bend. Knees land. Push yourself up. Take a little sit down and roll the ball over to the other side. So straight into the other side here. Wedging the ball in towards your hips. And then as you lean into the ball, we're going to take our ribs onto the ball, but we think up and over to create space in our spine. Hand could rest, or head could rest on hands, and you're elongating that top leg. So here we go again on the other side. We go a little lift and lower. Once again, the aim is to keep your pelvis really stable. So we need a little bit of gentle abdominal engagement here. Leg is lifting right in line with your hip, not out in front. So really keep it right in line there. And you should be feeling the side and towards the back of your glutes engaging. So lifting up and lowering down. And we've got about 3 to go here. Maybe inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. Last 2. And last 1. We're going to come into those arcing movements again. Externally rotate the leg and bring the leg forward. Then up and over, internally rotate. Bring your big toe back behind you. So we're moving that thigh bone in the hip socket, external rotation to internal rotation, all the way up and over. Trying to create as much length in your leg as possible. Reach it away from you. And we'll just do 2 more there. Last round to take it right back behind you. And we move into that side bend. So lifting up and over. You could grab a hold of your wrist there if that feels nice. You can anchor that foot down if you're feeling a little bit unstable. And then we go for those nice big circles. So your arm is going to come right back behind you and circle it forward. Inhale to circle back. Exhale to circle forward. 1 more big circle there to complete it. And then you're coming back onto your knees. Turn around so that the ball is now wedged behind your back. If you feel like you're not so stable or you don't trust your ball, you could do this with the ball near to a wall. Otherwise, it should be okay to stay in place. You're going to bend your knees. You can take your feet wide, and then you're going to lift your hips and come onto the ball. So let your pelvis just drop down here. So we're again in that lordotic curve. And this is very similar to your Pilates bridges. So we're going to segmentally roll up through the spine. You're tucking your tailbone, pubic bone to navel, and lifting up. You can let your head relax back onto the ball, and then you're coming all the way back down. If it feels more comfortable for you, you could take your hands behind your head, elbows right forward, shoulders relaxed down. So we go a little tuck under to lift the hips, and then lower the hips all the way back down. Tuck tailbone, exhale, curl on up. Inhale, lower all the way back down. We'll do a few more there. Engaging the back side, and then releasing and softening everything back down. Last 3. And last 2. We have 1 more, and we're just going to hold it up at the top on this last one. Breathing in, tucking tail for 3, for 2, for 1, all the way back down. And then we're taking just a little back extension. You can start to straighten your legs and lean back over the ball. And just let your body sink into the ball and breathe. Obviously, if this feels too strong for you, you could keep your knees a little bit more bent. You could push back over the ball even more if that feels nice for you. Just go easy. And then we're coming all the way back down. Push yourself back on up. Roll the ball around towards the front. So here, you're going to take your hands behind you for this one and place your right foot on top of the ball. Now, this is like your footwork on the reformer in Pilates. So we're going to keep the ball of the foot on top of the ball and lift your heel up high. Your other leg can go out straight or keep it bent if you need to, but keep it a little bit wide. Sit up as tall as you can through your spine, almost like you're trying to bring your shoulders over your hips. And then go ahead and elongate your leg out in front, pushing down gently on the ball, and then draw the ball back in, coming up into that releve. So a little press out, and little draw back in. Pressing it out, and drawing it back in. We got 2 more like that. And last one. And then this time here, we're going to hold it out, stay there, and keep that little bit of pressure down on the ball. Lift your sternum up even higher, and then roll the ball out to the side. Exhale, draw it back in through center. Inhale towards the diagonal. Exhale, draw it back in. Last two. And last one. And then you'll bring it all the way back in, and we'll swap over to the other side. So you're right up on that ball of the foot. Other leg can go out long, or you could keep it bent if you need to. Push your fingertips in towards the mat. Lift the breastbone upwards towards the ceiling, and we go again. Extend and draw back in. So you've got a little bit of pressure downward on top of the ball there, engaging the back line of your leg. Oops. The ball rolls away, it doesn't matter. Just catch it again with your foot. And we just got a couple more there. Really tall spine still. Nice open chest. Next time here, we hold it out. We stay out, pressing down a little on the ball, move the ball towards the side, and then draw it back towards your midline. Inhale out. Exhale to draw back in. So find that center connection. Last two here. And last one. All the way back in. You can bring that ball in a little bit closer. Take your legs out wider, so you're coming into a nice straddle. And you can rest your body on top of the ball. Maybe you take one ear to the ball. Maybe you just rest your forehead on the ball. And just take this nice stretch. I really like to create a little bit of movement here. So feel free to just sway side to side. We just got a few more little movements to finish now. Not too strenuous. And coming all the way on up. Take the ball and roll it down the side of your leg. Inhale, roll back up. Exhale, push the ball away. Inhale to roll back up. Last one, and then we'll do the other side. Big reach. Angle yourself towards the other leg. Push the ball away. Roll back up. Two more. Last one. And then you'll come on up through center, cross your legs, or come over onto your knees rather. The last little movements here, which again might be really useful for the labor process. Another birthing position as well is to use the ball. You can rest your forehead down on the ball if you like. You can push the ball away from you a little bit more if you want a little bit more extension through your back. I'm going to rest a little bit closer. And here now you're coming back into your cat-cow. So you're just arching and rounding your spine. Exhale to tuck round. Inhale to arch. Exhale to tuck round. If you like, you can lift the chest, pushing down onto the ball. Little tuck. Inhale, lift. And we'll just do two more like that. And last one. And then when you're ready here, cross your legs. You can pop your ball away. Just coming into a little seat. We'll finish our practice just with a moment of stillness. So feel free to rest your hands on your knees, or maybe you take one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. If it feels okay for you, close down your eyes. And just take this little moment, connect to your breath. Beginning to notice each inhale, each exhale. Noticing perhaps how your body's feeling now at the end of this class. Taking a moment to connect to your baby or babies. Whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I hope you found that useful. I hope you're feeling well. Good luck with the rest of your pregnancy. and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Bye.